Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Press Box. Brian Carson here with my co-host Kenny Barner. How you doing, Kenny B?
I am doing well, Brian. How about you?
Hanging in there, trying to stay cool from this damn heat.
Oh yeah. It's a tad bit warm out there. What, 95 degrees?
Yeah, how about that? I know. I mean, we're not used to this time of the year. They've even canceled some stuff down here. I heard.
Hmm. Yep. I guess the junior high State College Mifflin County football game was put on hold for right now.
Well, you can't blame them. I mean, my God, 95 degrees. Heat
Oh
stroke, baby. Heat stroke.
yeah. I covered some stuff yesterday and actually got an idea for my football team whenever they play in the heat. One of the trainers, which is kind of cool. Did you ever see those pesticide sprayers?
Yeah.
Well, they took one of those and put ice water in it, and then whenever the kids would come off, they'd spray them.
There you go. Ice bath with the old bug sprayer. That'll work.
Alma mater, bald eagle, the bald eagle trainer.
Cool. That's a good idea actually, but the better idea is when it's this hot, just don't play stuff, man. Just
Yep.
don't. This is too hot.
Oh, definitely.
But luckily, it's supposed to be Friday night in the 70s, but there's rain in the forecast. But compared to what we've had the last 4 or 5 days, 70 something will feel fantastic.
Oh yeah, we'll take that definitely.
And are you covering that one Friday? Oh no, you got Belfont.
Yeah.
Who are they? Oh, that's right. We're going to get into that. Belfont will be playing Bishop Guilfoyle. Oh my God, Kenny. Oh
Yeah.
my God, Kenny. Not to, it's good. We'll get into what we think, but it's going to be ugly. There's no denying that.
Yeah, two teams in two different states of construction, so to speak.
So, what we'll do first then, Jesse Nagle, Bald Eagle area head coach, football coach, will be coming on. Probably, he had another commitment. He'll probably be on around 8 o'clock, and we'll spend the last half hour with him. They've got a huge game against Penns Valley coming up here on Friday. Both of them 2-0. It's a rematch of last year's District 6 semifinals. Penns Valley won that one. Bald Eagle area won the regular season meeting. So we're going to get to that. It's going to be a barn burner. But first, the latest Pennsylvania football news rankings came out. We only have 2 District 6 teams that are ranked, but we have 5 that are honorable mention. So let's get into it.
Sounds good.
And they're both 2A. Richland, number 6, and Bald Eagle area comes into the rankings at number 8.
Nice.
They are both in AA. And then honorable mentions in 6A. State College was ranked 6th, but as we'll talk about it, they got upset by Downingtown East. They are honorable mention now. Central's honorable mention in AAA. Penns Valley in AA. And then Juniata Valley and Portage in single A. So,
nice.
Let's go preview here. Well, let's talk about last week first a little bit. Let's do that. We had the scores, and that stinks because I had them on my thing and accidentally deleted them. I had all the scores on my banner here to display. and they are not here now, so I must have accidentally deleted them, which pisses me off.
Mhm.
But we will go game by game and talk about it.
Sounds good.
Okay. First one, Mifflin County improved to 2-0, 23-6 victory over Shikellamy. Deacon Schaefer, 286 yards and was it two touchdowns or one?
I believe it was 2.
2 touchdowns. That gives him 399 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2 games. And the 286 yards is a school record. It was the Deacon Schaefer show last week.
Each time you think he can't do any better, he can't do any more. There he is. He's the Iron Man right now for Mifflin County. Going what I don't even. It's like what can you say about him? He just keeps getting better and better.
Well, they actually needed him last week because for people who weren't listening or didn't go to the game, Dupree Reed is out for the year, starting wide receiver, torn ACL, and the other starting receiver, Parker Kearns, was out with an injury. So they were playing with their backup receivers, and that was Jalen Bowersox and Landon Haig. Bowersox, 3 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown, but Mifflin County, another solid defensive game. They, only 12 points in 2 games. Only gave up 6 to Central Mountain, 6 to Shikellamy. It's going to get a lot tougher, though, this week. But the one thing in Mifflin County that is not good, they had a bunch of penalties because you covered them in week 1. Mm-hmm. Well, last week, 10 penalties for 90 yards, and it killed some drives, and it extended some Shikellamy drives that they had them stopped. And if they do that against a better team, it's not going to be good. They gotta cut down. Last week on the Husky Hotline, he said, Shane Breon, first game jitters and that. He's not really worried about the penalties. I bet you he is now. Because sorry, go ahead, Kenny.
I was going to say, especially going into week number 3.
Yeah, and 10 penalties. I mean, and one of them was another stupid personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Why are you getting an unsportsmanlike conduct when you're up 23-6? They got to keep their tempers in control.
Yeah.
So, but we'll talk about who they're going to play. But they won 23-6 to go to 2-0. And then next up, Bald Eagle area, another convincing win, 17-7 over Guilfoyle in week 0. And then 35-0 over Central Cambria. We always talk about the Bald Eagle area offense, but the defense has outscored their opponents 52-7 in the first 2 weeks. Carson Nagle, last week, 14 of 23, 220 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Wow.
Yeah, another year in his dad's system. And Bald Eagle right now is really, they are they were last year, but they're even better this year, even though they lost Trey Green. That defense with Cameron Watkins and those guys, just playing solid football. How about it?
Oh, yeah, that too. And their depth this year is also pretty strong. So if the first string don't get you the second string, well.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. I know that. Gavin Burns, those guys, Watkins, I think it's Sparkman's his name. The defense is, we knew the offense, at least the passing offense with Cale Burns and Gavin Burns was gonna be good, but and Cam Watkins, but this defense is pretty impressive too.
Oh yeah, and you need that, especially this early in the season when your offense may have a few, bumps to get over. Not that Bald Eagle does, but most of the time, this early in the season, you need strong defense.
Yeah, and we'll get to this in the preview this week, but their opponent this week, Penns Valley, a 27-13 win over Bedford, and the Ty Watson show. Man, it's his last go round. He's a senior. We know how good he is. Week 0, he had 199 yards and a touchdown. Last week against Bedford, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, giving him 418 yards in 2 games.
Wow.
Yeah, and we talk about, and they got an offense with Myers and Jackson Romig, the quarterback. Mm-hmm. But right now, it's the Ty Watson show, Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
What have you covered them yet? I don't. It's only been 2 weeks, so I don't think so, right?
Yeah, no, I haven't got a chance to see them. I think I'll see them next week or the week after.
But they have the game of the week in our area with Bald Eagle area. Going to be fun, and that's at Spring Mills. Rams have the home field in that. But Ty Watson show last week, and they're 2-0. Next, we had the minor up. Downingtown East was an honorable mention in the state, and they beat State College 28-26. Mild upset. State College was state ranked. Now they're honorable mention. But State College with a heck of a comeback. They were down big time in that game, scored 3 touchdowns in the second half, and their kicker missed a 43-yarder at the end of as time was running out, or they would have won the game. And they did it. They made the comeback without Dante Sheffy. He did not play. I don't know the extent of his injury, but he did not play against Downingtown East, and that might be why Downingtown won the game.
Wow, that makes you wonder what's going on. I know they have the HIPAA rule and everything, but for him not to play, it's got to be serious, especially in a big game this early season.
Yeah, and it affected them. State College only had 3 yards rushing. 3.
Wow.
But the only thing they may have found, remember, they were the quarterback situation was in flux. Mm-hmm. For Mannix gone, who was going to be the quarterback? And Eddie Corkery, they did find a quarterback. 23 of 46, 356 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And Ty Salazar, who had a big game last week, I think he had 8 or 9 catches, 13 catches, 229 yards, 3 touchdowns. So they got a passing game now, too. So if Sheffy comes back, don't worry, State College will be scary again.
Yeah, to me, it's just one of those points where a loss is not really a loss because in that game you found your quarterback and you saw what your worst nightmare come true in Sheffy not being in. So to hang around with a quality team like that was an honorable mention, and have the loss so early in the season. By the time the playoffs go around, it'll just be it won't even be a memory to them. They'll be going full throttle into the playoffs.
Yeah, the only thing you got to do is hope that Sheffy isn't as serious, because that kid, I think they can write this one off, because if they had him, they would have won the game. I'm sure of it. But they did find the quarterback. Next, Juniata, probably the toughest schedule in all of District 6. They opened up with Troy, who made the District 4 finals a year ago, or the semifinals. Then this last week, Selinsgrove, honorable mention in the state, and they kind of stuck it to Juniata 38-8. Tucker Teets the running back for the Seals, 228 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jasper Sheps, though, another great game, 7 catches for 74 yards. But I'll tell you what, Kenny, the tough schedule, but still, Juniata cannot. Their defense was much better last year. They cannot give up that much on the ground. They gave up over 300 yards overall on the ground. If they do that, they're not going to win many games.
Well, with that game, there's a little thing to it that people who just see the score don't understand. But that game was a 16-8 game at halftime. Juniata came out and had the ball, but a safety in the end zone just turned the momentum right away, and then it was very deflating for Juniata. But I like what Juniata is doing right now, and if you think about it, it's very, very smart. They're playing the toughest talent right at the beginning, and see what their kids are made of. And by the time they get to the league play, the team will get a little easier. But if you look at it, the way the division is for District 6, they have Greater Georgetown and Belfont, who are really finding it hard to get a win. So
nobody. Well, you brought you brought it up, and it's true. Right now in 4A, no team in 4A District 6 has a win.
Mm-hmm.
They're all 0-2.
Yep. So you know the chances of them getting to the postseason and doing something are pretty good once they find their way and get some of these younger guys seasoned real quick.
But, and I think you would agree with me on that. At least I hope you would. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is going to get easier when they get to the Mid-Penn Liberty, but they cannot give up 300 yards rushing a game.
Oh, no, definitely not.
They can't. No team is going to win that if you're going to give up that much on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree.
Because then teams will just play ball control and run it down their throats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, we'll see. But you're right. I do think it's good. Opening up really tough because by the time they get to league play, they will have already been through the tough part of their schedule.
Right. Just keep everybody healthy.
Oh yeah, that's always key. But they got to find a running game. You know, they lost Waylon Ehrenzeller, and right now they don't have it. I mean, Jasper Sheps is going to do his thing, offense and defense, but Juniata right now does not have a running game.
Yeah, right now the Austin Ehrenzeller to Jasper Sheps connection is really starting to come on too.
Yeah,
so, I like that duo right there.
But Ehrenzeller, when your quarterback leads the team in rushing, that's not good. You don't want unless you're in a run option, you do not want your quarterback to lead you in rushing. Next up, the Mounties went out Penn Cambria and ran into a toughie. Penn Cambria 34-3. Zach Myers, the quarterback for the Mounties, was sacked 7 times. And Phillipsburg could only get 10 yards on the ground. So Penn Cambria has a better defense than what I thought because Phillipsburg in week 1 put points on the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are a much improved team, that's for sure.
Yeah, Penn Cambria, though, just, Myers being pressured. He also threw 2 picks. They had a couple fumbles, so just couldn't get on track on the Penn Cambria defense. Mm-hmm. And, turnovers will kill you no matter what. And Phillipsburg, right now, they're getting better, but they don't have a team that if they get behind is going to come back.
Right, and the first go-round for most of these teams here for the Laurel Highlands Conference. The Mountain League closed.
Good point. They're playing teams now that they've never met before and don't really know. Next up, Chestnut Ridge with a 22-0 shutout over Belfont. And oh my God, Kenny. They outgained Belfont 344-169. Belfont with the defense again, like last year. They've been outscored 83-6 in 2 games, and they're averaging 112 yards rushing a game and only 37 passing.
That's a tough one. That's tough.
Yeah, it's not good. Let's put it that way
Mm-hmm.
for the Red Raiders. It's rebuilding, new coach. They just, the Belfont fans just have to be patient because it's going to be a rough season. It is.
And you can tell that there's a change in the culture already. I mean, it may not come out in wins, but in the off season, the kids were buying into the system, and it seemed like it, they're still trying to find out what their strengths are and stuff. Last year's team is a memory, but there's still some of the fans are still wondering if this going to be another last year, and I think that it will get better for them as the season goes on.
You hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to this week. The game of the week.
Mm-mm-mm.
No doubt. Number 8, Bald Eagle area, 2-0 at honorable mention states, Penns Valley, 2-0. Rematch of District 6 semifinals. Just go through it. Offenses, Penns Valley, Jackson Romig at quarterback, John Myers at wide receiver, Ty Watson at running back. For Bald Eagle area, you've got Carson Nagle at quarterback, Cale Burns and Gabe Burns at receiver, Cam Watkins at receiver, and Dubs is at running back. But Bald Eagle area really is not a running team.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that. They pass. They pass where Penns Valley, Romig likes to pass, but they are a Ty Watson thing. They're more run heavy. Bald Eagle's more pass heavy. I think it's going to come down to the defenses. And when you get two good teams like that, it's going to come down to mental mistakes like turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
I think I'm right there with you. I think that one of the minor factors that could come up big is Penns Valley having the game at home. But then you factor in where Bald Eagle has the bitter taste left in their mouth from last season and looking to make a statement against this year's team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different year. I know Penns Valley got him at home last year, but I'm a guy, I personally think that this game, besides the turnovers, it'll come down to defense. And right now, just right now, I think Bald Eagle area has the better defense.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. Their defense has been lights out. And I don't know what Central Cambria is like, but Bishop Guilfoyle is not a slouch.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about a team that's won 5 state championships and was honorable mention coming into the preseason, and they only got 7 on Bald Eagle area.
Mm.
The defense is aggressive, fast, and I'm going to take it in this. I'm going to take Bald Eagle area in a barn burner. I mean, it's going to be a really good game. I am going to take 31-27 Eagles.
I think this game's going to come down to special teams. I think it's like you said, it's going to be a barn burner. I think that when it's all said and done, Caden Burns for Bald Eagle will line up for a field goal and hit the game winner, and it'll be Bald Eagle 30 and Penns Valley 27.
Yeah, so we're pretty close. One off. All right, next up, the Altoona Mountain Lions, 1-1, roll into Mifflin County to take on the Huskies, 2-0. Mifflin County, I'm telling you, my friend, this is even though it's only, the third game, week 2, they call it. I don't like that week 0 crap. Yeah. But week 2, Mifflin County has a chance. If they could beat Altoona, who's already lost one, Mifflin County could get it. The one of the goals that Breon has is to have a home playoff game
Mm-hmm.
in districts, because that would give them a huge advantage if they beat the Mountain Lions. But but this is not going to be an easy game. Mifflin, Mifflin County, and I have all respect to them. They've done great being 2-0, but Altoona is not Shikellamy or Central Mountain. They beat Alderdice last week, a District 8 team out of Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
They did lose their opener to Hollidaysburg, but Hollidaysburg, another solid team. Altoona, they got a good running back. His name escapes me right now. They're more of a Frywald does throw, but they're more of a running team. Just like Mifflin County, Eichhorn is good quarterback, but they're more. You know what they've been doing? They've been relying on Deacon Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to have to do that again, because if they can get Schaefer going, it opens up the play action pass. It opens up. That's what Breon wants to do with his air raid offense. He wants to use the run to soften them up so they bring guys into the box so he can go deep, so he can pass. So he needs Schaefer to go. But Altoona is not going to be an easy one. Plus, I'm going to be the elephant in the room and bring this up. And I don't want to, but you got to bring it up. Mifflin County fans, please don't hate me. Mifflin County has lost 30 straight to 6A schools. The last time they beat a 6A school, Kenny, was State College in the playoffs in 2013.
Yeah, I thought that's where you're going with it.
That is how long it's been since they've beaten this 6A school, 30 straight games. What are your thoughts?
Well, I have hearing that now. That is something that could be used as bulletin board material. Not that you said it, but that the fact that they have not won 30 straight games.
Well, they can use it. I hope it fires them up. Get mad at me, guys. Get pissed.
He's just a messenger. He did. No, but seriously, I think that this could be the season. If you're going to beat Altoona, it's going to be this year. They have a younger middle line on offense. Mifflin County is coming off of 2 good wins. And after what happened last season in the playoffs and how arrogant the Altoona fans and the stadium runners were, I hope that they all remember that. And this time that our fans get them and Mifflin County gets them. Sorry, showing my homerism right there.
It's okay.
But I look for some revenge right there. Plus, I think that Mifflin County hasn't really shown a lot yet offensively, saving it for an occasion just like Friday. So I'm going to say Mifflin County 28 and Altoona 14.
I think it's going to come down. Well, Mifflin County's got to stay away from the stupid penalties. They got to stop that. But I think it's going to come down to who can run the ball, who can control the ball. And I'm going to go with it, too. I think it's Mifflin County's time. I think they're going to beat Altoona. And I think it's going to be I'm going to say 27. I'm debating. I'm going to go 27-20, Mifflin County.
Nice.
Next up, another good one. State College, 1-1, honorable mention at Hollidaysburg, 1-1. State College, they found a quarterback. But this game, I mean, it's hard to predict. If Sheffy is there, it's State College. They're going to win. If it's not there, if he's not there, it's going to be closer than you'd think. And but I'm still going to give it to State College, and I'm going to say Sheffy's going to be there, and they'll win this bad boy 34-20.
Yeah, I'm on your side with that. I believe State College is the better team, even though Hollidaysburg knocked off Altoona. This will be a real test to see how good Hollidaysburg really is, and I think that though Hollidaysburg's a good classic team, I don't think they stand a chance against State College, and I'm going to say 30-3 State
All
College.
right. Next up, Juniata 0-2. We talked about their schedule, and it doesn't get any easier. They get West Perry, number 8 ranked in the state. I forget if West Perry's double or triple. It might be triple. I don't know. I forgot. But they're 2-0, and down there in West Perry, you got to come down off the mountain there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Heck of a drive. I never liked that.
It's almost like out in nowhere.
Yeah, too many twists and turns. I always worried about going off the mountain down into the trees. But West Perry's really done a heck of a job. Remember a couple of years ago when they weren't that good, and now they've been a powerhouse lately, and it's just Juniata is not there right now. This is going to be all West Perry. I think it's going to be 35-7 West Perry.
Yeah, I think Juniata's time is coming. They got to find little things to get better in, and not worry too much. Everyone wants to get the win, I know, but I don't think that they'll come out with the win this time. But I do think they'll find a lot about themselves after this game. But I'm going to say the Mustangs 27 and Juniata 14.
All right. Next up, the Mounties 1-1 against Clearfield, 1-1 at Clearfield. The Bison, they are in the let's keep that up. The Bison are in the Laurel Highlands now too. This is an old Mountain League matchup. The Mounties are improving, but on the road and the way Clearfield, Janoko has got a dynasty there at Clearfield. Yeah. I don't see Phillipsburg beating them. I'm gonna say 28-16 Clearfield.
Yeah, I'm going the same direction. We agree definitely on this one. I believe Clearfield's going to continue its winning ways. I couldn't see them going to 1-2 on the year. The Mounties, they are a work in progress. They are going to, improve, and but this isn't their week. So I'm going to say it's Clearfield 28 and Phillipsburg 10.
Okay, and then the oh my God game of the week. Poor Bellefonte, 0-2. They're hosting. That's at least good. They get the Marauders of Bishop Guilfoyle 1-1. Guilfoyle, they lost to Bald Eagle area in the opener. Traditional power, multiple state champion wins. Bellefonte, just new coach, new system, but the same problem, no offense. This one, and I'm sorry if there's Red Raider fans listening, is going to be ugly. I'm going to say 56-6 Guilfoyle.
Okay. Well, I'll actually be heading out to that game to cover it. I think that Bellefonte just needs to worry about what they're doing, keeping building their foundation for the future. But Bishop Guilfoyle is just a better team on the night, and I am just going to say that the Marauders are going to come out the victors. I'm not going to give a score
because you got to be there. You don't want to get your ass kicked in Rogers Stadium.
Yeah.
That's why. It's okay. I understand. I can give a prediction. I'm sitting in my den. I'm not going to be there. We're still waiting on Jesse Nagle, Bold Eagle area coach. He had a prior commitment. He texted me a while ago. He's going to try to get on here as soon as possible. Maybe a short interview, but we'll get him on here. Before we do, since we went through the high school stuff, I got to talk about something that I really don't like right now.
Oh, what's that?
I voiced my displeasure before, but I watch college football, and I really don't like the transfer portal. Did you see Florida State and LSU?
No, I didn't. I wasn't home to see it.
Okay, they jumped Florida State all the way up to number 4. Florida State, almost all of their team is transfers. It is. It's transfers. Deion Sanders, wow. Colorado, 51 transfers.
Yeah, they basically cleaned the whole slate. Started from new, didn't they?
Yeah, and then the overblown stuff. He beats a TCU team that lost practically every major player. They lost Kendre Miller, the starting running back, Avila, their best lineman, Dugan, the quarterback, both starting wide receivers, their best defensive guy, and Trey Tomlinson, and everybody's going, Deion proved everybody wrong. Now Colorado's got a chance to do this, and this. That is a bunch of garbage. Colorado, okay, if they get to a bowl, fine. There's 370 bowls. It's not that hard. All you got to do is win 6 games and you got a bowl. But I do not like – this is basically free agency for college sports.
Most definitely.
Whoever can buy the most through the portal is going to start winning. Now everybody wants to kill Dabo Swinney because Clemson lost to Duke because he refuses to play the game and won't get transfers through the portal. He said it's not fair to his recruits.
Yeah, and he doesn't like the pay for play either.
No, and I admire him for that, but it's going to cost. It might even cost him his job from this. But it's just getting ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Well, I heard rumor now. I'm not sure how correct this is, but the quarterback from USC is getting $2 million a year.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. They gave him $2 million to go out to USC.
Wow.
This isn't college; it's pro. This used to be illegal paying a kid. Why did SMU get the death penalty then? Paying Eric Dickerson when now it's acceptable. I don't like it. I think it's ruining college football. In my mind, after last week, I don't even want to watch it the rest of the year.
Yeah, they want to do the other.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, that's okay.
But now it's not about who can coach. It's about who can recruit better through the portal. That's it. And now even Saban, who's a hell of a coach, probably the best college coach ever, is being pressured by Alabama alumni to start getting through the portal.
Oh, wow.
Because he hasn't done it either. And I don't like it, man.
Yeah.
I don't like I just don't like what's happening to the game. I think it's horrid.
It is.
It's pro. It's like a minor league baseball. It's not college anymore because now it's just whatever university has the best boosters to pay these kids to go there. What did you think?
Oh, I think it's terrible. I like this, but see, I'm a traditionalist, so I don't like change. Some changes is good, but this transfer portal I didn't think was good from the very beginning, and I definitely think that the pay for play thing is a bunch of crap too. They need to find a middle ground. Before it was too stingy. The rules were too like you couldn't get extra cream on your bagel, or and now it's to the point where it's like we can buy you a bagel factory. It's just nuts.
College football is killing college sports completely.
Uh-huh.
All these conferences now. I mean, come on, Cal, Stanford, and SMU in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
The rivalries are gone. The regional rivalries are gone. The Pac-12 is gone. This is all because of football.
Mm-hmm.
What they should have done is, like we said a couple weeks ago, make these conferences in football only.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the for other sports, the Pac-12 stays the same. The Big Ten stays the same. If you want to do it for football, fine. But instead of making it for they're making it for every sport, and it's killing rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
Killing. I mean, honestly, do you really think? They say that for the kids' education, but do you really think these kids at like North Carolina want to fly to Stanford for a game?
Mm.
You're going to. How can it be the Atlantic Coast Conference when you're going across to the West Coast?
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. The second thing I hate is the hype. The hype. Just one game. We are like one game into the season. It's like, oh my God, Florida State could beat Georgia. Colorado's going to be a force. Drew Aller of Penn State's going to win the Heisman Trophy. What did I tell you was going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Penn State played West Virginia. I'm going to tell something to people. West Virginia sucks. Okay? They suck. And right away, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, before I'm a believer, I want to see what Drew Aller does against Michigan and Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Not against West Virginia, who can't even win in the Big 12.
Well, the terrible part of all this too is as soon as they have one bad game, they just blew themselves a chance of the Heisman, and it's week number 2. You have one good game, then you have everyone's allowed to have a bad game. Last I checked, everybody is human. People are going to make mistakes. They're going to have bad games, but this you go from one hype to the next day you're just nothing.
Right. Here we go. We got him on here. Let me bring him in. We'd like to welcome Bald Eagle area head coach, football coach, Jesse Nagle. Jesse, I know you're busy tonight. Thanks for stopping on in.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
We were talking about this to start the show. Huge game this week. The biggest game in District 6. Bald Eagle area. You're ranked 8th in the state. Jumped in the rankings this week against Penns Valley at Spring Mills. Their honorable mention in the state. It's a rematch of the District 6 semifinals. We know the players are pumped up for it, but I know the coaches get that way too. What are your thoughts heading into the Penns Valley game?
It's just to be honest with you, another week that we got to get better. Of course, they're a very high ranked opponent. Very good opponent. Or one of our rivalries. So there's a little more fuel in that fire, or put a little more fuel to the fire, I should say. But ultimately, it is only week 3. Our ultimate goal is to win a district championship. So we're looking at it as another step to get better.
Before we talk some more about Penns Valley, I wanted to talk about last week's game, 35-0 over Central Cambria, and then even that week zero, 17-7 over Guilfoyle. Everybody knows about your offense, and your son Carson, another year in the offense, just doing amazing with Burns and Watkins to throw to. But the thing I've been impressed with, and I've watched your games on stream, has been your defense. You've given up 7 points in 2 games, and we know the tradition of Guilfoyle. To only get 7 points on you, you got to be thrilled with the way your D is playing.
Yeah, defensive line wise, we're really getting after people, and then our linebackers are coming along. I made the switch, putting Cam Watkins from defensive line to linebacker, and he was averaging 12 sacks a season for 3 seasons for us, and he's progressing well. And then our secondary is playing doing a really nice job too. I mean, we got 4 new secondary guys, so definitely happy where we're at now, but that could change real quick. So hopefully they keep on going.
Carson, 14 of 23 last week, 220 yards, 5 touchdowns. I don't know if that's a BEA record or not for one game. It might be.
Yeah, I think he had 5 a couple times now. So I think he holds the record, but I'm not positive of that. But I know he's had 5 multiple times throughout his career so far. So
wow.
So a junior now, another year mature, older in that offense. Talk about his play this year, because right now he's been lights out.
Yeah, every year you want to jump. And for a quarterback, you always want to have that growth. And I think what he did, in the off season was get definitely stronger, but also a lot faster. He's always had that quick release and that strong arm, but we want to make sure that teams know he can run the football too. Now we haven't had to do that yet, but I think that has definitely improved. So we're probably going to do that in tighter games. But also, I think just his ability to decision making has grown too. Now he was under the quarterback position.
You did lose Trey Green last year. I know Dubs is in. What do you think about? I know you're not a run first team, but what do you think about your running game right now, this early in the season?
It's doing well. It all starts up front. We have returned almost all of our linemen except one kid. So, against BG, we lined up and we said, we're going to run the football. And, we ran 100 and some yards against them. And, they're pretty stout up front. They have a lot of good players there. And I thought we did a nice job. And, last week our game plan was to go in and, sling the ball around. And, we did that for 2 quarters and got everybody out. So, I think they passed the test of BG up front, the running game. Dubs does a great job, very patient, hits it. And Weibel's a good secondary kid. And then, against, Central Cambria, like I said, our game plan was to throw the football because we thought that was where we had the advantage at. So we didn't see a lot of game on last Friday.
When I talked to you before the season started, you were the the Laurel Highlands division. Just talk about all the advantages that you have in so far.
I couldn't understand.
You broke up there, Kenny.
Oh, okay. Well, we talked before the season. You were anxious to get into the Laurel Highlands, and I just wanted to see what were some of the advantages and how it's gone so far for you.
Yeah, the Laurel Highlands brings a full schedule for us. We don't have to go out and find teams, and we're honestly at the mercy of if we're being successful. No one really wants to play you other than the hammer teams, like the Jersey Shore, the Berks Catholic, those type of schools. So you have the Laurel Highlands, to be consistent was huge. And now that we have the consistency, you kind of relax a little bit. You're not worried about team dropping. You're finding another team here or there. And, the Laurel Highlands, too, we're going to see them in a postseason. So at least we get a sneak preview of a lot of their film or play them. So, I think that's a benefit.
So let's talk a little bit about the Rams. Without giving anything away, how much does it depend on you guys stopping Ty Watson?
Ty Watson's a stud. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
there's no question. I'll say it. I'll say it to Coach Tobias. We're going to try to limit Ty Watson. I mean, he's a guy. And their quarterback's a nice quarterback. So those two guys, along with number 20, I can't remember his name, on the outside, but those three guys are definitely big in their offense. But for us, it all starts with Ty Watson. Ty Watson can run the football on you. It's going to be a long night.
Yeah, I mean, and he's really, you're right. I mean, he's been a stud, a two-sport stud for a while, but so this year, 199 yards in week 0 and 219 last week. So, yeah, just really tough. Are you worried that you might have to loosen up, that you might have to bring guys into the box and get worried about a play action from them or anything?
Oh yeah, listen, they're very well coached. Coach Irwin actually played for me, when I was at Belfont when I was younger. He went on to play collegiately, and he's the OC now there, and he does an outstanding job. And you can't just stop the run, or you can't just stop the pass. You gotta make sure you're ready for everything, because as soon as you start loading that box, he's gonna go over top of you. As soon as you play a three-man line, I respect for Coach Irwin. So, definitely we're going to try to, do what we do and try to stop both, or limit both, I should say, not stop, but limit both.
What do you feel, like I said, without giving anything away, what do you feel you have to do offensively and defensively to succeed on Friday night?
Play as a team. They're gonna do some things. That defensively to us, that they're going to bring some pressure all over. They had success against us in the postseason last year doing that, so we feel that they're going to do that. So we got to talk up front, make sure that we're getting trade-offs and guys understand where they're kick step and all that. And then on offense, we just got to do our play as a team. We got to make sure that if they're running buck sweep, we got to make sure the backside guys fill in the gaps. We got to make sure that the safeties are running alleys. They're running RPO stuff. We got to make sure our eyes aren't in the backfield. And preventing the run, we got to make sure that we're taking away the pass in the back end. So, majority is just playing as a team. I think that's the biggest thing.
Are the guys good at doing that? You said in the beginning that it's just, even though the fans and that it's a big game, Penns Valley, Bald Eagle area, you guys are taking it just like one game at a time. I know you got some veterans. Is that the way you guys are actually looking at it? There's a whole season to go, and this is just one game.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. It's one game at a time for us. I don't even. And I said this earlier. Somebody asked me, who's next week. I really didn't know until I looked. I don't look ahead. I don't plan ahead. Some coaches will already break down film from the next week's opponent. I don't do that. We focus on Penns Valley only this week. That's our main goal, is 1-0 each week.
And how's practice been this week, Lee? Because I know, man, if you're like most teams, you moved like practice in the evening because of the heat.
Yeah, that we did today, 5 to 7, and honestly, right now, we had to practice in helmets, no shoulder pads for practice. Yesterday, today, we took the shoulder pads on and off. It had a lot of breaks, so we didn't get accomplished as much as we needed to, especially being such a big week, because Penns Valley is going to give you a whole bunch of different offensive looks. So I'm a little concerned about that, but hopefully our guys can take care of business.
Now, I don't know. Do you have concerns, or is it not a big deal? You play on turf, and I believe Penns Valley, they're still grass, aren't they?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're a turf team. I mean, I'm not going to hide that. I mean, we're very, very speed oriented. we definitely like to spread people out and throw the ball and get our speed and space. So grass slows you down a little bit. So I definitely not that I'm concerned, but I definitely know it's different for us.
And Kenny, you got anything? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. You said coming into the season that your kids are focused and ready to go. Do you guys take anything that happened like from the playoffs last year, kind of like have a chip on their shoulder, coming into the season, makes them a little hungrier as you go through?
Yeah, I think that our kids definitely losing. We felt that we kind of got upset last year, so losing that, not getting to the district championship game definitely affected us. So I think our kids took that as a motivation in the off season and wanted to get after it.
And how cool is it that?
Wait, I have a question
I'm
for Jesse.
Is that Billy?
This is Billy from PA Football News. Yeah.
Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy. Go ahead. Ask your question.
So Jesse Nagle, how important is this game compared to the rest of the on schedule?
I said it earlier. It's
No, you
one
didn't.
one and zero each week. For us, we want to look at Penns Valley. They're a great opponent. And we're looking to get better and learn from it. Because at the end of the year, the postseason is what we're striving for. So each week we want to make sure that we take one more step towards that.
Wow, Jesse's getting a hit double by us and Billy.
Yeah, Billy. I just got off the live. Wow, he had to record it, but I just got off with him. He had something here over here at Robin Hood. So.
Oh, he goes everywhere, man.
We had the bugaboos over here with the night on us over here, so we had to record our show. You have to watch it in the morning.
Billy goes everywhere. I'd hate to see the gas mileage on his car.
Wait, Kenny, am I going to see you Friday at Penn Valley?
No, unfortunately, I got the small straw, and I'm heading to Belfont.
Belfont BG. Oh my God.
Hopefully Belfont can right its ship.
Yeah, we hope so too. They were on our show earlier. They're optimistic.
See, now that's nice, Jesse. A bald eagle guy saying he hopes Belfont can right the ship.
Yeah, no question. Listen, when we don't play them, we root for all those guys.
So how was and I know how crazy the sports fans are up there, like with their years with Dick Rhodes and wrestling and that. How great, how cool was it to see? I'm sure the way you guys are rolling the last couple of years, the crowds at Wingate for your games.
Yeah, the BG was rocking. I think both sets of bleachers were pretty well full, and we also had that Eagle Ambassadors. So there's always 500 to 1,000 people watching that. So we definitely feel kids feel it, they appreciate it, and we all like to perform for those guys or those fans.
Are you at the point right now where you built this program that like how is the feeder? Is everything looking good all the way down through?
Yeah, like any school, small school, you're going to have some ups and downs. I think that we're pretty solid for a couple years, and then there's going to be a little gap there that we got to continue to develop kids. But it's tough when you're winning 8 to 10 games a year, in a small school. There's going to be a hiccup somewhere. There has to be.
Well, I know right now it's probably the best hire Doug Dyke ever made.
Well, thanks.
So I've known Doug a long time, so I'm going to negotiate a new contract for you.
Oh, thank you. I need one.
Yeah, exactly. You're winning here consistently. It's time for Doug and them to pay up.
I'm with you. Let's do it.
Kenny, you got any questions left?
Not that I can think of offhand.
I got to tell you something, Kenny. I don't know if you've caught it yet, but his son, Carson Nagle, the name is why he's successful too. Carson,
Oh, I wonder.
right?
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Hey, whatever it takes for him to be successful. We can call him Carson. We can call him whatever you want.
Well, the only reason I said that is my last name is Carson.
Yeah, I know.
But hey, Jesse, we appreciate you taking the time. I know you've been pretty busy, so we'll let you go get some much needed rest to get ready for Friday. And it's great watching you guys what you're doing. I love watching. I love that the Bald Eagle people stream everything.
Yeah, it's awesome, but we want those guys in the stands too. So I'm kind of biased. I like to see guys in the stands. But
I got you.
It is nice. There's no question.
I understand. It's just nice for me being here in Lewistown.
Oh, absolutely.
To be able to watch.
No question. I have aunts and uncles that live 2-3 hours away. They watch. Grandparents of people or kids of players that they watch. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's great. There's no question. Of course, kids love to see 5,000 people in the stands. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, definitely.
Awesome. And hey, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Come back anytime you want. And good luck against Penns Valley.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. See you, Jesse.
Jesse.
That is Jesse Nagle, head coach of the Bald Eagle Area Eagles. And we actually got a bonus question from Billy Splain. Billy goes everywhere, man.
Did that freak you out a little bit at first?
I knew who it was as soon as he opened his mouth. I got a question. But I mean, I wanted to have Jesse on longer, but we're almost out of our time.
All right.
And I didn't want to go too far over because we've been doing that a lot lately. But yeah, it was great. Bald Eagle area, number 8 in the state. Everybody's excited in District 6. I like seeing that. I think it's going to be, I am covering that for you, Penns Valley Bald Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a fantastic game.
Oh, I think so too.
Because, they had a great regular season game last year, and the playoff game was great too.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, maybe I did, or maybe did I cover the playoff game for you?
Yes, you did. I was away on vacation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good game, but he agreed with me. He didn't. I mean, it's no secret they got to stop Ty Watson, or at least try to control him. Mm-hmm. Keep him to like 110 yards instead of 210.
Right.
So, do you have any shout outs?
I do not. I had forgotten about the shout out segment today.
That's okay. We'll play this anyway.
Okay.
It's a tradition now. Kenny, we are up. We are done with episode 49. Nice. We are coming to the year. 1 year of doing this live stream, which is pretty cool. We want to thank everybody for following us and listening.
Oh yeah.
Over this year, time flies, but we got some special things planned for our 1 year anniversary. We'll talk about them soon. So, any final words, Mr. Varner?
Just head out, catch your favorite football players, your favorite football team. NFL season opens this weekend, so have fun with the first full week of football across the board.
Yes, I agree. It's supposed to be like 77, so that'll feel like heaven compared to what we've been going through.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's going to about wrap it up for this week's edition of the Press Box. Tune in next Wednesday, 7:30, same time. We will have a guest as usual. We'll preview this coming week's high school games and preview the next week. And then we'll have our guest we like during football season to get football coaches. So we'll try to get some on. And if you want to, if you live in this area, Husky Hotline tomorrow night, I'm going to have Shane Bree on, Mifflin County coach. He is going to be talking about the Altoona game. That'll be at Vince's Pizza on Big Louie 92.9 FM and 670 AM and streaming online at biglouie.com. For Kenny Varner, I am Brian Carson. Thank you for listening, everybody, and we will see you next week. Have a great rest of your week and an awesome weekend. See you later.
Good night, everybody.